Here I am in my loft, just thinking of what project to try and get going on. And this is a lovely indoor workspace. It's not a shed or anything, with a couple of double O gauge layouts. But it's not the double O gauge layouts I'm interested in. Well, I guess I'm interested in a smaller scale, an N gauge layout, but I'll say a little bit more about that. So principally what I'm looking at doing is just putting RC, battery RC, into some garden scale locomotives. And a way that I have chosen to approach this, I've got some other RC kit. I've got two other sorts, and I can't quite remember, Del Tang and something else. Let's leave that aside for now. So what I'm playing with here are Arduinos. And so what you see in total are three of them, with the shield that provides you with power output to drive servos, or in this case, straightforward DC motors. So it's a DC motor shield. You will also see a bank of inputs there. Now, trains only need forward and reverse. And what I've managed to do is download software onto these, which gives you a little bit more. Now, that one is retrofitted onto an old electric RC car. As you can see, that shouldn't be on there. And then, in theory, that should allow you to run the car. In practice, although I've followed, not done much work myself, I've used somebody else's code. I've not managed to change the parameters to get it to turn the right way. It just about works. And you'll see the driver front-end software for these things. You've got a slider for the speed, and then various buttons or joystick to do the direction. These are two robots. Why two? Why not? It gives me a second and a third controller for the RC trains and the actual kit thing here. So one came as a complete kit, complete with the Arduino. The other one, I bought the Arduino, and I can't remember whether I got two Arduinos in one pack, and then the sort of wheels and plastic chassis kit as a separate thing. And it has a breakout board, which is useful. I can't remember exactly how that came, but that allows you to have directional lights, indicators, whatever else you want to have on it. Now, I am struggling a little with the software, because even though I bought these as basically plug it together kits, the software isn't quite working as I want it to work. And remember, there's no steering on a train, so really I could just have it so that both motors are going forwards at the same speed. Or in the case of a train, you're only driving one motor, so you've got two motors, and differential sort of speed on those motors gives you your turning. On this one, the turning is by a separate motor. It's slightly different, one motor to drive. So the reason I like that one is if you do away with the steering, the driving is as it would be for a train, i.e. just the one motive device there. And to help me with the playing, I decided to get a kit of components, and that one is a kit of sensors in particular. This one's a random kit of components, just to be lazy. Now, then this next thing is for, I've got a digital loco, and it might be I want to run other digital locos on my track. And this is DCCEX, which gives you NMRA RA compliant DCC for your locos coming out, all from an Arduino. Now this is not a Wi-Fi. These are Wi-Fi, which is why I can do it remote control. This is not Wi-Fi, so it has to be wired in. That would then power the track. But it would be nice to have that as Wi-Fi, but I'd have to add a Wi-Fi shield. So that's a DCC shield, and then it would need a Wi-Fi shield on top. I thought, oh, let's get a Wi-Fi board. You'll see that says R4. This is version R3, a Mega R3. That's the R4, and the software for R4 isn't currently compatible with the DCC EX shield. So that rules that one out. And I can't remember about this board. It's a Wi-Fi board. Ah, right. So this is basically this board from China with Wi-Fi on it. And it didn't work straight away. So it's the same board basically. And I thought that gives me the Wi-Fi without needing a Wi-Fi shield. But I've plugged that in and it's not really working. And I haven't got to the bottom of that. Some people say when you buy these cheap boards, they're built to a price. Elegoo is a company that people say is reliable, and that works, that's fine. That's an Arduino from Arduino themselves. This is some random manufacturer. Not a lot of money, but annoying that it doesn't seem to do what I want to. So there we go. Still a lot of work to do. 3 to put into my garden scale locomotives to give them Wi-Fi remote. 1 to give me DCC, and I want to drive it from Wi-Fi rather than USB. So either I get a working Wi-Fi board or a Wi-Fi shield for that. So there we have it. Let's see what happens. Well, something else. In addition, you think about how many processors does somebody need? I've got a BBC Micro and a Raspberry Pi. The idea of this is for automation of a tram layout. A friend of mine has a tram layout. We want to automate the operation of the trams. Why the BBC Micro? Well, I bought this on the deal where you buy one, give one, which I thought was very useful. But it has a very straightforward, simple programming interface, allowing you to do logic programming by block programming. So you can drag blocks on an interactive interface, build up a program that way to put in your logic for loco detected here, operate these points, change this polarity, or start, stop, that sort of thing. And I thought that would be useful if that was on a little laptop, allowing somebody an easy way to change the program and update it. So that's the BBC Micro, and there's Pi 0 in there somewhere.